Today we take you to meet two Californians who opened a vegan restaurant in Taiwan. Bach and Spencer Hudson served up vegan burgers, rice bowls, and smoothies and more. These meals are a mixture of Californian, Mexican, and Vietnamese influences. Although they were successful in the first few years of opening the restaurant, the couple went through many hardships during the pandemic and even considered closing up shop. Our very own Stephany Yang met up with the couple to find out more.
First up is this fiesta bowl. Inside, there's chipotle portobello and shiitake, Mexican-style edamame mash, zucchini, baby corn, pico de gallo, and sour cream. If you're craving a burger, there's this sunny-side burger filled with yuba vegan egg, kale, pesto, lettuce, tomato, and sour cream. These are some of the most popular dishes at this vegan restaurant in Taipei.
For us, our mission, like I said, is not to convert everyone to going vegan. It's to actually educate and empower people that there is a different way to eat and you can actually start adopting it into your life and it will make a huge impact. And so I think that's the first thing people can do is like if you feel some kind of, want that you want to contribute, like start looking at your diet first. And then you can start talking about like plastics and like, energy and all these kind of things.
Not explicitly Californian. You can kind of see little speckled things in there of Mexican inspiration and some of the Vietnamese inspiration, both large communities in Southern California. Yeah. Our tendency to want to use avocados, pico de gallo. But otherwise, it's a meld, just like, our lives have been. It's very international.
Bach and Hudson are the founders of this vegan restaurant. After meeting during university at UCLA, the two stayed in Los Angeles, where Mai worked for Hollywood publicist. After a few years of working, they decided to go on a life-changing 6-month trip in Asia. Before the trip, Mai read a book and decided to go vegan. After traveling for 6 months, the two landed in Taiwan, where they taught English and originally planned to stay short-term. However, they quickly fell in love with Taiwan and decided to stay longer. In 2013, they launched their first vegan restaurant in Taiwan.
I read a book right before we went backpacking called Eating Animals, and he refused to read it because he already could hear the stories that I was recounting to him, and they were already affecting him so much that he's just like, I don't need to read it. But after I read the book, I could not think about meat, eat meat, like it would just cause me to come into tears. So I quickly made the decision that I didn't want to eat any more animal products right before we went backpacking. And when we came back to Taiwan, it was really difficult to find convenient spaces, to really understand and know where your food was coming from.
The couple was greatly successful in the first few years of opening the restaurant, but they went through quite a hurdle during the pandemic. They closed their flagship restaurant and at one point even considered closing all their other stores. They pushed through the hardship and made several changes to their business model by food delivery and takeout.
The changes because people couldn't come in, but there were some systemic changes that lasted beyond just COVID. So one of the biggest changes was that food delivery became the way people ate.
Yeah.
We had months where like tomatoes quadrupled in price. I mean, obviously typhoons and things impact that, but food had crept up significantly. So you have that, you have commission, and you have COVID. So it just became, there isn't really a way of dealing with it, just survive it. The way to deal with it was for us to close our most expensive place.
Yeah. The takeout thing was so crushing for me because, we always tried to minimize our packaging, our footprint. And so trying to find alternatives constantly and, seeing what's out there is really disheartening. And then it's not just us then thinking about the macro picture of these businesses have to survive and everyone is just kind of having to go all in on takeout.
After persevering through hardship during the pandemic, the couple is brimming with hope. They hope to continue creating innovative and tasty vegan meals, create long-lasting change in the world, and educate more people about the benefits of veganism. FTV reporter Stephany Yang and Li Yihan in Taipei.